someone just commented on my channel, gave me a great idea, and I just figured, you know, it's got me thinking all of these thoughts. Why put it off? I might as well just make the video now because it's actually very fucking relevant. I don't know why I didn't think of it myself. The person that commented this idea, you know who you are. Thank you so much. This is a great idea. I'm driving right now, so this person, Love is their username. By the way, love that username, just saying. They wanted me to make a video going into detail explaining how having borderline personality disorder can interfere with holding down a job. Very fucking good question. Like, what the fuck? This is my daily fucking struggle, so the fact that I didn't think about making this video is just, okay, whatever. Anyway, let me gather my thoughts real quick. Pause this. Okay. I'm like excited but anxious as fuck at the same time. It's a very like unsettling feeling. I think I'm gonna make this like a very short, sweet, to the point video. In my own personal opinion, everyone experiences BPD differently, as they should, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't. I don't know. In my opinion, what it all boils down to, I think, is what is called arrested development, which basically means like, okay, as children, we all go through developmental stages. We learn how to self-regulate, regulate our own emotions, self-soothe. You know, we're not born knowing how to do that. You know, that's why we go through like terrible twos. We have to learn how to do that. So, and some of us are not taught. I wasn't taught, so that's part of my issue, but not the whole issue. It's part of my issue. Hold on. This, I'm like very suspicious about. It says it has nitrogen infused in it, and I don't know. I also just got back from the dentist, and like, I don't know. I don't trust things. Like, I feel like when they're scraping your teeth with that tool, they're scraping off your enamel. And I talked to her about that before she did it, and she like reassured me, which, you know, your dentist reassures you before they take your money. I really like my dentist. I'm just gonna, like, I like her a lot. She's very cool. But I just still feel like they're scraping off the enamel when they are coming at the front of your tooth with a sharp object. No? Anyway, so we go through developmental stages, and you could either A, have parents that don't know it themselves, so therefore they did not teach you, or B, you undergone severe trauma. That could be like one traumatic event, or it could be a few traumatic events, or it could be literal torment every single day that you cannot escape from. So you literally, the only escape you have is to escape mentally. But anyway, y'all understand trauma and the various forms it can look like. So when you take a child whose brain is still developing and they're going through developmental stages, developmental milestones, and you add trauma to the mix, it stunts that development, and then you get what's called arrested development. So to paint a picture for you, I suck at explaining things. I'm not articulate, but to paint a picture for you, picture a 2-year-old, like a terrible 2-year-old. Okay, picture that. Now picture that terrible 2-year-old being 5'4", or even 5'11", or 6 foot, and 200 pounds, or 250 pounds, a full-grown human. Just picture the damage that can cause, okay? Now, you can walk up to me and you can look at me and you can be like, oh, she looks normal. I'm gonna walk up to her and talk to her about the weather. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, I might get anxiety, but overall I can handle that. Usually, I probably will get anxiety. But overall, you know, that's okay. I will get anxiety about that, though. And, you know, on the outside looking in, I appear to be normal. And that kind of fucking sucks a little bit, because I'm always misjudged by my appearance. It's 2023. What the fuck are we doing? Like, I don't want to say that I'm fucking crazy, but I am a little bit. And I don't always look like it, but sometimes I do look like it. Sometimes I don't be showering and shit, but I'm getting better about that. Literally just like a month ago, this is very recent for me. I just started showering like daily, because hygiene is, that can be really hard to do when you're like fucking mental. Anyway, back to the objective of this video, which was, Arrested Development. So, on the outside looking in, I appear to be normal, and sometimes I am. Sorry, I'm like looking at the time and traffic. But, trigger me, and my 2-year-old comes out. It's probably more like a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, but you get what I'm saying. You understand the point. I'm not going to get into the trauma that I went through, but I will just briefly say this. The trauma that I went through was very fucking, like, inhumane. Just fucking torment. And it was daily, and I did run away a lot. Like, I ran away. I fucking ran away a lot. But somehow, I was always caught, and I was brought back. I don't want to get into these stories that I have of, like, instances of how I was brought back home. But I also want to say this. If you ever see a small kid running the fuck away from home, and you approach this kid that has no parent in sight, and you approach them, and you're like, where's your parent? And they say, I ran away. Please, I know it might sound like common sense to just, like, take them back to their parent. Please don't fucking do that. Please first ask them the reason why they ran away. Please do that first. Please. Ugh. Anyway, I just feel like I was fucked over so many times by, like, authority figures growing up. The point of this video is Arrested Development. Okay. So, hold on, I'm gonna pause this. Okay. One thing that I noticed while talking to my dentist, although she's very cool, I was kind of scared to talk to her because I have BPD and I've got disorganized attachment style, which just means there's a lot of pushing and pulling going on. And so what causes disorganized attachment style is when you grew up having a caregiver, a parent, guardian, that, like, you needed to rely on for survival, but simultaneously you were scared to death of them. That creates this, like, push and pull effect whenever you try to connect with anyone. Really fucking sucks. And I felt that with my dentist today. And I, like, had the awareness that that's what was going on. So I'm thankful for that. Doesn't, like, change anything. I mean, you know, if I keep going with therapy, perhaps it'll change one day. I'm hopeful about it. But, you know, my therapist, I haven't seen her in 2 weeks. I do therapy over the phone because it just makes me way more comfortable. But shit happened happened and I wasn't able to see her for 2 weeks. Not that I didn't want to. I wanted the appointment, but there was like paperwork issues and then she was out of the office, so whatever. Back to, what was I saying? Hold on. Let me gather my thoughts again. I have ADHD, by the way, and I don't take medicine for it. Okay, so, it feels like there's part of me that lives in like the mainstream reality, right? The social constructs of the world that we're supposed to agree upon and abide by. And then there's my reality. Okay, I also want to say this. I want to throw this in there too. I feel like I keep getting like sidetracked, but it's like important shit. You know how like when you're like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and like you're trying to escape from reality, so like you'll turn to drugs because like you've got friends that have drugs and like peer pressure is involved, and you're at an age where drugs are readily available to you as an option to escape from whatever you want to escape from. Okay, well, when you're like 5 years old, you don't necessarily have a friend that's a drug dealer. So I ran away from home a lot with my Barbie fucking suitcase. And one time I had Barbie skates on, and we were babysitting someone's dog. We were dog sitting someone's dog. And I waited till my mom was asleep in the middle of the night, put the dog on a leash, put my Barbie skates on, and I had on like 3 layers of pajamas because it was cold outside, and I was letting the dog pull me down the sidewalk with my Barbie skates. And like after a minute of doing this, I realized like this is dangerous. I'm gonna put the dog back, take the skates off, because I don't fucking know how to skate. I wish I did. That'd be cool as fuck. But anyway, I put shoes on, went to the fire department. It was a whole thing. Rode in the fire truck. Fire truck took me home. I'll tell that whole story in detail if you guys like request it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh God, hold on, I'll be back. Oh yeah, so I feel like there's like 2 parts of me. Like the part of me that is very like faintly able to be a part of mainstream reality. Like the small percentage of me is capable of doing that. My ability to do that does not go very far. It just doesn't. I do resort into fantasy. Like I said, my only options growing up was, I was 5. I didn't know any drug dealers. So I ran away a lot. When that didn't work, I escaped mentally. Unless my mom was sending me away. Anyway, so because I've spent so long of my life, like majority of my life, because I've spent the majority of my life living in my own head, in my own fantasy land, it's an addiction for me. I'm addicted to it. It's very hard to not do it. When I'm doing it, I don't always realize that I'm doing it. I don't always realize how long I've been doing it. Hold on. I'm gonna pause this because there's a lot going on right now. I need to pay attention. Jesus, okay, like we're having to all get into one lane because the further we go up this road, they're just blocking off every fucking road. So just bear with me. Okay, well, I mean, I could talk now because there's not much going on at a red light, but like, I don't remember what I was saying. So I'm gonna pause this again. Okay, I kind of remember what I was saying, and maybe I don't, but I want to talk about triggers real quick. I'm still learning what mine are, and I could be wrong saying this, but I feel like when you have a personality disorder, you have more triggers, or you get triggered more easily. And I might be wrong saying that, but I'll just say this then. I have a lot of triggers, and I get triggered easily. And I have a personality disorder. Might be correlated, might not be. I also have PTSD. Anyway, I just feel like to keep a lid on my shit, like I have to maintain a balance of like being able to have like one foot in reality and one foot in my like comfort fantasy zone in my head that I created when I was very little. I talk to myself a lot too. When I'm home alone, oh my god, I talk to myself non-fucking stop. I make up conversations in my head, and then I'll like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I'll make up conversations in my head, and then I'll like respond back to the like I have imaginary friends. That's the best way to describe it, and I think that's actually the most accurate way to describe it. I'm 27 and I have so many imaginary friends. Did I never grow out of that? That's something. That is something. Wow. Holy fucking shit. And I'm like stepping into awareness, and I'm like finally getting to a place where like I'm able to like fathom and understand things about myself and like see it for what it is and like be accepting of it. A year ago, I would have never fucking admitted that I have imaginary friends, but today I can admit it. It's the truth. It is what it is. You know, I went through things that I went through, and this is how I am. I've got a shit fucking load of imaginary friends, and you know what? Sometimes they're mean to me. I have imaginary enemies too. I have like an entire world up here that is separate. It's than like the mainstream world. It's fucking imaginary. I'm making it up, but it keeps me from feeling lonely. And wow, you know, the more that I talk about this, the more this just makes sense that like this is what borderline personality disorder is. A strong, severe sense of abandonment, loneliness. I made up conversations, friendships in my mind growing up. I used to cry myself to sleep every night because my mom would send me to behavioral hospitals, mental institutions. I was institutionalized like the bulk of my childhood, and when I wasn't being institutionalized, I was being parentified and also the scapegoat. But also the golden child. Like my childhood was very fucking flip-flop, 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 flip-flop. No stability at all. It's kind of fucking aggravating. I kind of want to cry about it. Whoa. Not gonna. Like the one thing that I crave in life is just like stability. I feel like if I had that, life would be so much easier. I'd feel so much safer. I don't trust anything, which also, the fact that I'm a very cynical person, I can admit that. I'm a very, very cynical person. I'm very distrusting of not even just people. I mean, yes, obviously people. I'm distrusting of strangers. I'm distrusting of my neighbors. I'm distrusting of anyone walking down the sidewalk, whether I know them or not. I'm like, I don't trust friends that I've had for years. I've been in therapy on and off for 20 years of my life. Majority of my therapists I have not trusted. The one that I have right now, I'm trying really fucking hard to understand this like cynical nature of mine is unhealthy, and so I'm trying to undo it. Okay. But I'm also distrustful about like constructs and concepts. Like, for example, fucking, like, this was made to be cold via nitro, liquid nitrogen. I don't know that I trust that. And my dentist taking a very sharp object to my teeth, scraping it, while simultaneously telling me that my enamel's going to be okay. Don't trust it. Did I let her do it? Yeah, because I was already there. I didn't want to cause a scene, because that would make my anxiety blow up. It also made me feel really fucking stupid. You know, you don't just go to a dentist and then once you get there and you're sitting in the chair, then you choose to complain about it. I'm going to tell you guys a vulnerability that I have. The number one thing that, like, I hate feeling. Well, maybe it's not number one. I mean, obviously, I hate feeling lonely. That's probably number one. I hate feeling lonely, abandoned, rejected. That's probably number one. But a very, very, very second close, and this is like where shame lives. I made a video about abandonment and shame. So my shame, I hate feeling like I'm stupid. Like, I could cry about this right now, but I'm not gonna. But I feel like growing up, I was always put down. Like, if I was upset about something for very, very, very valid reasons, I was always made to feel like there's something wrong with me for having emotion. If I am experiencing sadness or anger, that means I am defective. And it just, like, when both of your parents are shoving those beliefs down your throat and your brain is still developing because you're 5 and it's happening every single day, you basically imagine having parents that are conditioning you every day to think that having emotion makes you stupid, defective, something wrong with you. And so there's actually 2 things that I don't like being called, and gosh, I should not be putting this on the internet. Anyone and their mother could use this against me. I'm just gonna say it because I need to get the fuck over it. Like, I need to be, another thing, I'm extremely, 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 extremely hypersensitive to criticism. I actively avoid any situation where I feel like criticism is even a slight chance of happening. I'm a fucking hermit. I don't leave the house. This is a problem. Anyway, I don't like being called stupid or like any type of insinuation that I'm stupid, or like if I'm perceiving that you think I'm stupid, that's a trigger for me. Whether it's real or not, if I perceive it, I'm now triggered. The other thing, calling me crazy. Because anytime that I would express emotion growing up, I was told that I'm wrong for that, and then I would be punished for it by being sent away to behavioral hospitals. So I literally have this, like, I can't put it into words. Maybe it's like too deep down and I haven't like gotten enough awareness of it yet to be able to put it into words, but just know that expressing emotion is really hard for me, and I know that it's good for me to do it, but there's just something about it that it fucking sucks. It really does. All I want to do is express myself, and I feel like if I do, I'm stupid, dumb, defective, crazy, wrong. I should be punished. It's a very horrible feeling. understand that cognitively and logically, I understand that expressing emotion is a good... Shit. Okay. Are we still recording? Yes. Okay. It's sunny as fuck right now. Is that still recording? Yeah, it's still recording. I understand that it is I'm gonna be so pissed off if when I go to play back this video and like the volume is super low. I don't want to think about that right now. Logically and cognitively, I have the understanding that expressing yourself emotionally is good and healthy. However, there's a disconnect. There's still a belief that I will be punished for doing so, or I will be made to feel unlovable for doing so. I'll be made to feel like there's something wrong with me for doing so. So I actively avoid doing it. And what this does is it naturally makes it so that I cannot actually connect with anyone around me, because I'm not even letting myself connect to myself. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'm just gonna end this by saying, you know, if I can't connect to myself, how can I connect to other people in any genuine, meaningful way, in any long-lasting way, which makes it hard to hold down a job. That's what this video was supposed to be about. I'm so sorry. I suck at explaining. I get sidetracked. I don't articulate well. Hopefully you understand why having a personality disorder makes it very difficult to hold down a job. And if I kind of miss the mark and like you don't quite understand still, or if there's like something that like isn't adding up or making sense, please just let me know. I'll make another video and I'll try to explain it better and go deeper and in more detail, and also talk about things that I haven't. I feel like, you know, a 30-minute video is good for now. Plus, I'm just driving around aimlessly, wasting gas right now, so. And I don't even know if the volume is, like, of good quality. I would hate to make, like, a long video and the entire audio of it just fucking sucks. That would suck. Anyway, I want to, like, end this on, like, some good key points. If you don't know what arrested development means, and you still don't understand it even though I tried my very best to explain it, please Google it on your own. I feel like that's a very, very useful thing to have, like, an understanding of. And keep in mind that, you know, people with mental illness get triggered more than the average person. Hopefully I'm not overstepping by saying that. It's just my personal opinion. I feel like we do. And because we have the arrested development and we also get triggered more frequently, you know, just picture a fucking Terrible 2, but full grown. A full grown human acting like Terrible 2. That's why we can't hold down a job. Okay. Thank you.